The guests and discussions on this show are not endorsed by the show or show host. The content is provided for informational and educational purposes only. Nothing you hear is intended to substitute for medical advice, diagnosis, and/or treatment by a qualified health professional.
Welcome to Health Revolution with V, your integrative health adventure. Welcome to the show. I am Veronica Kolobeb, your hostess of Health Revolution with V. And for those of you who don't know, this is an all things integrative health show where we bring on the most amazing guests. They're either practitioners, they have some kind of a practice, they have a service or a product that's all around integrative health, and they're all amazing. So you don't want to miss any one of the shows. And my website is eatingwithv.com, where you can find all kinds of information around food label reading, getting rid of sugars, learning how to make amazing meals that are gluten, dairy, and sugar-free. And without further ado, we are going to meet our guest today, who is Vanessa Dyer, and she is outstanding. She is, let me make sure that I say all of it correctly. She is a dynamo. She's a registered dietitian. She calls herself a super nerd, and we're going to find out why. And she is the founder of a program called Menopause Prep. So ladies, you definitely want to pay attention. And I think men, you should pay attention too, because if you have a lady, you're going to want to know about this information. She is transparent, doesn't take no for an answer, which I love that about her, especially when it comes to women's health. So she's passionate about women's health and helping us to feel our very best. So without further ado, let's bring on Vanessa. Welcome, Vanessa.
Hi.
So excited. It took me a little bit to get her on, but here she is. So tell us, first of all, tell me a little bit about yourself. I want to know a little bit more about you first.
Oh, I am a super nerd. I've actually started reading encyclopedias at the age of 3.
Oh my goodness. She is a super nerd.
And I love researching. I love anything that has to do with food, nutrition, and the human body.
I love it. I absolutely love that. She and I are on the same page there. So tell me what is Menopause Prep and what inspired you to create that?
Okay, so Menopause Prep, it's an online business that currently offers free education and information to perimenopausal women. And the reason that I created it, honestly, was because of some BS in healthcare. So
imagine that. BS in healthcare. Oh my, who'd have thought that would happen?
When I was researching my audience, I found a lot of frustrated, sad, depressed women not getting their questions answered. And I used to be that person. I used to be frustrated, sad, angry, and annoyed when I would say 17, 18, 19, 20. When I call it the Candida alien invasion. So I was getting yeast infections back to back to back. Saw probably like 5 gynecologists, and nobody can tell me why I kept getting yeast infections. And they all just kept saying, well, it's just something that women get sometimes. And I'm just like, no, I know my body, like something's going on with my body. Yes. So after researching a lot, and long story short, I realized that I am what I eat. And also with my, as I call it, my skeleton, I met 2 doctors that told me there was nothing that I could do about my back. And I finally met somebody that helped me last week, Dr. Ashley Solomon at Hope Health Wellness in Stewart.
Love it.
She's helping me with my back. And so going back to those frustrated women is women, they're not going to get their questions answered because, believe it or not, gynecologists do not get any training in menopause or perimenopause.
Wow.
And
isn't that amazing? No training. The same way they get no training in food and nutrition.
Right. They get 2 hours.
Right. If that.
So I feel that people have these high expectations from doctors thinking that they know everything, and they don't. They're there to diagnose and treat and give you medicine. And that's it.
Right.
And that's it.
Right. It's the sickness care industry, right? It's the sickness, disease management versus actual health care. Right. You know, preventative medicine, there's a big difference between eating and being healthy. And Candida rings true to me because that was my jam, right? That's how I got started in this many, many years ago.
Me too.
But it was the stomach candida. It was the strain of stomach candida that was just beyond albicans candida.
Yeah.
And people don't even know.
No.
They have no idea.
Yeah.
Now, talk to us a little bit about, because you handle menopause as well, right?
So it's kind of, okay, so I like for people to know the definitions because they're actually being used incorrectly.
Tell us.
So premenopause is actually the moment a girl has her period. So girls are getting their period at what, like 8 years old now?
Yeah.
So from 8 years old up until perimenopause. So perimenopause is actually the stage before menopause.
Right.
So that's what happens. Like if you Google it, it'll just say the stage before menopause. So what's really going on, it's when the progesterone and or the estrogen start to decrease. So a lot of people think it's both estrogen and progesterone, but there can actually be estrogen dominance. But when the hormones start to significantly decrease is when it's perimenopause. So menopause is actually a one-time event. It's when you do not have a period consecutively for 12 months. And then at that time after, then it's postmenopause.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So isn't that something like we would have never known? Like you just hear perimenopause, people go, yeah, or you hear menopause, you think they're in menopause, right? They say they're in it. But it's really just an event that happens, right? Once your period stops,
Correct.
12 months, you're done.
Yes. So really women are in perimenopause.
Gotcha. Now, what would be some of the symptoms? Like, can you tell people, like, what would they expect if they were in perimenopause?
So I actually have a free checklist on my Linktree, but everyone is so different. And that's another thing why a lot of women are seeking help, but no one can help them because it's honestly like you feel like you're going crazy a little bit because things are changing and you kind of wonder like, okay, am I just tired because I haven't slept well? I've been working a lot, or is my hair different because the weather's different? And maybe I've been using a new shampoo and conditioner. My skin's different because of something that's going on, or I'm just anxious because of life. But those are perimenopausal symptoms.
Wow. And does it affect a certain age? Because I know there's young women that go through that.
It actually, another misconception, it can start at 35 and actually younger.
Wow.
And it's funny when I tell people about menopause prep, they go, well, aren't you a little young to be going through those? I'm like, you didn't listen to anything I just said. I just said it can start at 35 years old or younger. Wouldn't you want to be prepared and know what to do beforehand and not just wait for it to slap you in the face?
Yeah, again, preventative, preventative health and getting ahead of that game. So we're gonna break real quick right here because she has so many great things to say, but we do have to take a quick break and thank our commercial sponsors. Those are the people that make this show possible. So we'll be back in just a moment. Don't go away.
This is Elaine R. Davis
and Annette Robbins with the Real Team at ROG, Engage, and One Lux.
We are top producing real estate team on the Treasure Coast and proud supporter of V.
Contact us with any of your real estate needs or questions.
For more information, visit ElaineRDavisRealtor.com.
And let us be the key to your real life paradise.
Beach Bowls is a family-owned and operated cafe located in beautiful downtown Fort Pierce and St. Lucie West. They offer delicious homemade smoothies, bowls, sandwiches, and salads made with fresh food from local farmers. Visit beachbowlsfortpierce.com.
Have you been told that you need to cut way back on sugars due to a health condition? Do you find yourself struggling to give up the sugars even though you know your health depends upon it? If you answered yes, my online Hidden Sugars class is for you. Take charge of your health and visit eatingwithv.com and take the class.
Aapex Electric is a family-owned and operated, licensed and insured electrical contractor with over 30 years of experience. No job is too big or too small. With free estimates and a 1-year warranty, Aapex Electric is your premier contractor on the Treasure Coast. AAPEXElectricinc.com.
Welcome back to the Health Revolution with V show. We are here with Vanessa Dyer, and if you missed the first part of the show, you definitely want to go back and watch again. We're talking about perimenopause, the premenopausal state. She is amazing at helping women to be prepared, because who wants to be caught unprepared, right? That's what we do here with Integrative Health. So without further ado, let's bring Vanessa back on because we have some more questions for you. So, who would be a really good candidate for menopause prep?
So I try to get women in their 30s so they're prepared, so they know what's going on. I do actually have 2 women that are in their 20s, so they're like, yeah, let me like just get some knowledge beforehand.
That's really early.
Things start to, I don't want to say decline, but things do start to significantly change usually around age 30.
Wow.
And so, like I said, just being prepared and having the knowledge beforehand is the important part.
So can you elaborate a little bit more on Menopause Prep itself? Like, what does that program look like?
Okay, so currently I have a podcast on Spotify, and I also have a free newsletter, and that's where most of the information is coming from. Like, I just released this month a newsletter on the reason why women do start to gain weight after age 30. So when the changes of when the women hormones start to decrease, the male hormones kind of invade, like aliens.
Right.
And that also changes muscle elasticity and also decreases a woman's metabolism, because the fat will actually start to regroup by the tummy area. So that's why a lot of women start to get fat around their tummy area.
Yeah.
And so I talk about what they can do to manage that or even prevent that from happening.
Wow. And so is this a completely online program?
Yes, it's all online. And I also have Instagram and Facebook. And then my Linktree has a free downloadable perimenopausal checklist to see if that person's like in perimenopause. But it's constantly ongoing things that'll be released. And the newsletter, like I said, is like really the best way to stay on top of everything.
So tell me, we're gonna come back to some other questions too, but tell them now, how can they stay in touch with you? How can they get a hold of you? Just give us a.
So they can find me on Facebook, Menopause Prep. Also my personal Facebook, Vanessa Dyer, RDN, LD. And then my Instagram is menopause.prep. And with my Linktree, there'll be ways to sign up for my newsletter. It'll say newsletter sign up.
Okay. And how do they find the Linktree? They just go to Linktree?
I know that I do have it. I
have a link.
Yeah, I gave you the link, and then it's also on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay. So all of her information is going to be in the follow-up too of the show, so you'll be able to find it in the information on the show as well. So now, when a person takes this course online, is it a monthly?
So right now I don't have a course. It's just information and education.
Gotcha.
So that's what I have, and like I have ongoing things going. That's going to be released.
Okay, excellent. So more to come. Do you teach in person as well, or do you do like any kind of group in person type things for people? Or
I can.
Oh, awesome.
I've been doing that the 5 years I've been a dietitian.
How awesome. So I think you guys got to get her to do something in person too. I love in-person stuff, but online is great. It's very, very, it makes it much easier for people when they're working and things like that to do it at their own pace.
Yeah.
So this information is just all different kinds of information that's available to them. You can take the test there and see kind of where you're at. And then there's other information on what to do, like for the belly fat and what else?
So that's it right now, but I will be actually making a quiz soon. And actually I do have a hot flash / night sweat challenge that I will be releasing. So if anybody wants that, they can just text me, call me, email me, message me, DM me. So with that is something that involves the nerdiness of me. So when I was researching the different symptoms of perimenopause, came across that another misconception is people think that hot flashes are just an issue with perimenopause and hormone changes. It's also night sweats. So the daytime would be like hot flashes and the nighttime would be night sweats. So the reason that happens is when the hormones decrease, it affects the hypothalamus. It actually confuses the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is involved with body temperature. So when I was doing my research, I found that in order to keep the hypothalamus working properly is polyphenols. And polyphenols are a type of antioxidant that's found in foods. So the hot flash / night sweat challenge involves eating polyphenol-rich foods to keep the hypothalamus working properly to prevent those night sweats and hot flashes.
How fun. And that's unique. I've not heard of the hot flash night sweat challenge. So that's going to be really awesome for you ladies to try out. Thankfully I don't have those. Thank you. I'm so glad I don't have flashes. I feel like, shoo, so far. My mother was one of those people, though. Like, she did not really have any significant changes with menopause. She just didn't. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that that's going to be the case for me, too. But
yeah, it's interesting because if you look up the symptoms in different countries, you'll see that in Asia, they don't have a lot of symptoms that we have here because of the food.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And you know what? That's the thing with food. Like even here in our country, you know, there's some banned ingredients here that are not allowed in other countries even. So there's a lot going on with our food. And that's one of the things I try to do is to help people be more aware of the foods that they're eating. So we're going to take a quick break for our commercial sponsors because we love them so much. They make this show possible. Don't go away because Vanessa has a lot more to say. We'll be back in just a moment.
At Your Body Bliss, our passion is creating handcrafted bath and body products for your entire family. From our hand-poured soaps and authentic Castile soap to incredible lotions and more, all made with ethically sourced quality ingredients. With love from our family to yours, yourbodybliss.com.
The Porch Factory is the #1 screen company on the Treasure Coast. Right now, we're offering screen repair. For $99, you'll get a screen inspection twice a year and first priority service if a storm comes. Enclose it so you can use it. Visit theporchfactory.com. That's theporchfactory.com.
The Health Revolution with V Show is your hub for all things integrative, holistic, and natural health on the Treasure Coast. If you are in the natural health arena and would like to be on the show and or advertise with us, please visit eatingwithv.com and click Health Revolution with V. Is your insurance company telling you that you have to replace your roof? Neese Roofing is a family and veteran-owned and operated local business. Choose peace of mind and quality work with this Owens Corning Platinum Certified contractor. Join thousands of satisfied customers. Visit neeseroofing.com. Welcome back to the Health Revolution with V show. I am so excited to be here with Vanessa Dyer. And I just want to take one quick moment to remind you to go to eatingwithv.com, where you'll be able to find all kinds of information about gluten, dairy, and sugar-free eating, which is going to be very helpful to your body no matter what stage you're at. And we're going to get right back to Vanessa and her amazing information, because knowing more about perimenopause and what to expect and taking care of those things ahead of time is a big deal for women. And you men, pay attention, because you all have women that you love and you care for. And this is good information for you to know so that you can help your women along the way. So welcome back, Vanessa.
Thank you.
So excited to have you here. So we were talking a little bit on the break about some research you've done on your audience, like all of this great information that you're putting out there for people to understand this condition way before they have to get to it. Can you share some things, like some revelations maybe clients have had, or some testimonials, different things that that they've done?
Well, with the Hot Flash Challenge, I did have two people one person completed it, one person kind of veered off, because it is 30 days eating specific foods. All the person needs is a food scale. That's it. So it involves eating, choosing from, like, I think it's 12 or 15 different foods, because there's actually like 9,000 different polyphenols, and I was not putting all those foods on. Like, that's a little extra.
It's a lot.
So I just chose common American foods. So like green tea's on there, black tea's on there, berries, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is actually has a lot of polyphenols. And so like on there, you just weigh the food and then you eat it, write down how you feel, if you notice any changes, and report back to me. So it's just very simple, very easy.
Now, let me ask you a question about the challenge. So is this anyone can participate in this challenge? What does that look like if someone wants to participate on the challenge? How do they get involved?
So they would let me know, and I would actually email them the, it's like a document and instructions. And it's really just up to them. It's sticking to it. I had someone do it. She said, I believe for 2 weeks, but she just had so many other things going on. You know how people are.
People don't commit. Y'all got to commit to stuff.
And she said she did notice a change. So I did, like I said, I had one person complete the whole 30 months, and she noticed a huge, significant change, and I was very happy. I was very
30
happy
days.
with that.
She said 30 months. She meant 30 days.
30 days.
So you guys, listen, ladies, you can participate in a 30-day challenge. Would they be like a beta tester for you initially, or you have actually some programs that you're doing now?
No, it's just a free challenge, and I would just give them the information, and they would just report back to me with the results, and then we would discuss it.
Ladies,
so right now everything is free right now. So in the future,
it's only
it might
free
be
now.
paid.
You need to capitalize today. She needs beta testers, ladies. So you got to come on and do her challenge. But I would think that people would need to commit. Don't reach out if you're not going to commit to 30 days, because that information's super valuable to you. You know, you need that feedback.
Yeah.
I know I was just doing a beta test on some there was like some energy patches from Live Good, and I asked the people to try them out, and everybody's got a variety of different results because everybody's so different.
Right.
So anything else that you want to tell us, maybe some testimonials of some people that have done some things with
well, I have noticed, like I said, when I was researching my audience, a lot of misconceptions. And then what I see a lot of, so what was from my second newsletter is what I saw a lot of was, why am I gaining weight? I haven't changed anything. And that's the problem, is you're supposed to change to accommodate the changes inside. So strength training is actually one of the best things women can do for their body. Because when you gain muscle, when you gain lean muscle mass, that tells the fat to get the heck out of here. So currently sitting here, I'm burning calories because of my lean muscle mass. So having lean muscle mass increases your metabolism. And it, like I said, it doesn't make much room for fat. So when you do that, and when those hormone changes start to decrease, it's not as significant. There's a lot of women that I've met, oh, I remember I used to be your size, and they're really big. And it's like, what?
How did that happen?
And you see a lot of women that are in their 40s that just start to get a lot of fat buildup around their tummy and their waistline, and they don't know what's going on. And that's what's going on. It's because of changes in hormones.
There you go, ladies. So take the challenge. You want to take the challenge. Apparently, you can eat dark chocolate, so that's a good thing. You could actually go and get my chocolate recipe that has no sugar, which would be even better for you. See, this is collaboration at its finest. Now, do you have exercise program that you put together for people as well?
So actually what I do is I feature other women on my newsletter. So I actually featured Lisa Duke, who's a health coach. She specializes in tapping to reduce stress eating. So it reduces the cortisol, because cortisol, which is known as the stress hormone, is also why women will start to gain weight in perimenopause. Because stress, when you're stressed, it releases cortisol. And cortisol increases your blood sugar. And when you have a significant increase of blood sugar and you're not using up that blood sugar, it gets stored as energy, aka fat, body fat. So you're stressed, you're gaining weight, and then it makes you gain weight more because of the stress.
Yeah, 100%.
So Lisa Duke helps with that. I also have...
Lisa was on the show, actually. Make sure you go back and watch Lisa's show.
And I also have a personal trainer on my newsletter who specializes in strength training. And I also... featured the yoga studio I go to, Just Breathe Aerials, and they have weight-based yoga called Yoga Fusion on Tuesdays at 6:30.
Nice. Well, we have given you a lot of information today, and if you can, Vanessa, tell us again how people can find you. Go ahead and run through your...
Okay, so I have a link tree, which you have, and then I also have Facebook page, Menopause Prep. And then my Instagram, which is menopause.prep. And email, they can also email me, info@menopauseprep.com.
Okay, info@menopauseprep.com. And don't forget to look for Vanessa on all of the social medias. You have been an amazing guest today. Thank you for all of this incredible information. And we will look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Health Revolution with V.